Hello, I'm Heather from Umi Nami Farm. It is November 30th. And yeah, it's for all practical purposes, winter is here. I just thought we'd give you a little update. We'll keep it short this time since we've got a lot going on. But we are certainly into that season now where we are in the dark quarter of the year. The days are very short, and so everything's growing more slowly. We have now stopped direct seeding inside the greenhouse and we're focusing instead on transplanting. So we're still actually planting a lot of the same kinds of greens, but we're growing them in cell trays, which I'll show you shortly, and transplanting them out. So here, for example, we see the Chingentsai that we transplanted just a few days ago, right here. The ones we transplanted last week, the ones we transplanted a couple weeks before that. And these guys are actually looking really nice and beautiful right now. I'm surprised how quickly they've been going. But from now on, we are expecting slower growth for everything. And so getting ready to hunker down for winter. We still have lots of greens, but we're just expecting slower growth on everything. So we look forward to having it for you as much as we can. If you're in the box program, you've probably noticed that we have more carrots than usual. We've even been able to send some to Fujiya. This is way more than we normally have. It might be partly that we planted more this year. It might be partly that the early rains really helped. It might be, I'm sure it also helps that we've had some good workers and volunteers who have helped with the weeding, but it's been a real blessing to have as many carrots as we have this year. And so, oops, that one didn't quite come. Let me see if I can pull one for you. See this nice, beautiful, good shapes. Many of them are even bigger than this, but the flavor is beautiful, and there's lots of them this year. And so you can look forward to these in the box program or possibly even some at Fujiya this year. I just don't know what to do. The thing is, we had some people volunteering here yesterday.
Oh, there you go.
It's going to go up. Please, bird, please go up. Please realize you can go up. You can go. You can go. You can go. Look, look, look. Thank you. So here we are in the seedling greenhouse. I don't know how much you saw of that, but I was just trying to get this bird out of here. It got in yesterday afternoon when we had a group volunteering in here. And then at night, it was trapped in here. With it being dark outside, the bird didn't want to go down and out the door. We have mesh on the windows to keep the birds from getting in, but then we had the door open, so it got in anyways. So I had to come through here and cover all of these guys with domes for the night, because for a bird, this is just like a free salad bar, basically. And so I was really worried about what would happen if the bird stayed stuck in here. I also don't want the bird to die in the greenhouse. Thank goodness the bird finally went down to the ground, flew out. Now I can take the domes off the vegetables so they don't get weak and leggy with too much extra warmth. Oh, I'll pick that up later. So what do we have here? Okay, so these are ready to go probably next week, perhaps. We don't worry about what date it was sowed. What we do is we look at the size of the seedlings, and then we also look underneath. Do we see roots coming out the bottom? So we see roots coming out the bottom a little bit here, but not so much for some of these other ones through this way. And so realistically, it's Saturday today, maybe Thursday of this coming week we can transplant them. If they're too small, the root ball tends to just crumble anyways and kind of damage the roots. So we'll see how it goes. We won't be in a hurry. We'll take good care of them. These guys were planted which day? Exactly a month ago. I know, October 30th. This is the same date as the youngest Shingensai that you saw in the greenhouse over there. What we're doing at this point is every week, usually Maruka, sometimes someone else is going through and not transplanting. People are going through and transplanting, but every week someone's going through and sowing about 6 trays of a combination of greens and turnips. The turnips being kapu. A combination of greens and kabu for us to transplant into the greenhouses. We plan to continue this all winter long so that we can ensure, well, and so far as one can ensure, a steady supply of greens. This is different from our old strategy where we used to just plant a lot in September and October and expect it to last till the spring. This way we can have a more reliable supply. So it is daikon season right now, and we have tons of really beautiful daikon this year. It's we're selling it in the box program. We're selling it at Fujiya. We've been shipping to Tama Organic Life. We even tried selling it on Facebook Marketplace this year, and actually met some really cool people doing that. If you're watching this, you know who you are. So hi. Yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about this field and this particular batch of daikon. What I just find so interesting is this exact same field last year, we had some of the ugliest potatoes I've ever seen because like the little root eating creatures came out and just hammered the potatoes. And I would have expected the same thing to happen to daikon, but I don't know if it's just that this year is different or maybe the seasonal timing is different for a spring planted crop versus a late summer planted crop. But we are getting so many beautiful daikon out of this field. I can't guarantee what this one will look like, but it looks like most of the other ones, really beautiful shape. It's hard to tell with the dirt still on here, but there's almost no insect damage here. Like, I mean, some of these little dibbles probably are like where something tried to nibble on it, but there's no tunneling, there's no burrowing. This crop has just been so beautiful. Now, what we are finding though is that as we get some more frosty nights, sometimes the frost will nip away at the leaves. So you're starting to see here how, like this one's particularly bad, so you can really see it. Sometimes what you'll just see is that some of the inner leaves will start to look kind of watery, or maybe start to go rotten. But we do start to lose the leaves at some point. But for the time being, until we get a really hard frost, we just leave the daikon out here in the field because it's going to store way better here than it would even in a cooler or a fridge. We aim to have it out of the field before we have a really deep frost, though, because once that happens, then the top part of the daikon can actually freeze and get damaged as well. But for the meantime, it's still coming fresh out of the field. And so if you have a chance to come to the farm for daikon, check out Fujiya, whatever the case may be, it's here for you. So daikon on the other field are looking great. But then there's this place. We actually originally tried sowing gobo or burdock root here, and it just did not grow well at all. There was something about the place, it just didn't want to do it. So we thought, we've already got the mound, why don't we try re-sowing with daikon? The result has been the weirdest daikon I've ever seen in my entire life. Let's take a quick look. So, I mean, this was sowed like probably July sometime, so it is kind of on the old side, and so that doesn't help. That's probably part of why it split. But even before it split, look, how many legs does this thing have? 3, 4, something like that? And that's not even the weirdest one we've seen. Here's another little one here with 3 legs. How about this one here? There we go. And again, this is not even as weird as they get. Like I've seen ones with like literally like 4 long legs to them, maybe even another arm going across. This, for some reason on this field, this is the norm. Why? We don't know yet. I'm hoping to do some digging to see if we can find out, but in the meantime, who knows? All right, thanks everyone for watching. It turned out to be a longer video than I thought I had material for today. Um, Last thing I wanted to say is we, as of yesterday, finished picking all the apples. So the other thing that's waiting for you here at the farm is apples of various varieties. We have the Granny Smiths, Fuji. We've still got some Belle de Boskop. I don't have it here to show, but we've got Golden Russet as well. And so if you have a chance to come by the farm on our box pickup days, we have apples out for buying as well. In the meantime, thank you for watching. We look forward to doing the next update for you. And in the meantime, take care.